Hey guys, this is Heather again. This is going to be a quick introduction to our Opintra tool, which is an options-based intraday scanner. So we have talked about scanning and flash. Those are again both stock-based intraday and daily scanners. Now Opintra is an options-based scanner, and it gives you the ability to filter down different kinds of contracts that you want to trade. So again, it's a really powerful tool if you want to find the best possible contracts that you want to trade based on your set of parameters. So similar to again scanning and flash, we have a bunch of filters that you can use. So this time I'm not going to go over these because we've already discussed them in scanning and flash. But then I'll go over some of these columns. So we have the symbol, we have the type. So each row is an options contract now, not a stock, because this is an options based scanner. Then we have the strike expiration, and then we have an AI expectation that tells you where the contract price might move in the next 1 or 2 days. So this is just an expectation. This is not a direct prediction on where the price might move. So always take this with a grain of salt. We are adding it here just to give you an idea on where the price might move. So this is just an additional signal in your research and due diligence process. So just use it as another signal and not as a direct prediction. So one thing that we can see here is that two of these calls, QQQ calls, are actually bullish, like they have bullish expectation, but one has a slightly bearish prediction. So that's weird. We have three calls here, but they have contradictory predictions or contradictory expectations. So that happens because options contract prices are driven by Greeks. Those Greeks are called delta, gamma, theta, and there are some other ones as well. So those Greeks determine what the price of the options contract is going to be as the underlying stock price moves, and when those Greeks vary, the expectation for an options contract also vary as well. So let's say the stock goes up. Necessarily it's not necessarily the case that if a stock price goes up, the options prices are going to go up again. And if you read some things about options Greeks, you'll understand why that happens. I'll just give you a quick tip on why this is the case. It sometimes, if the volatility is too high, the IV is too high, even if the stock goes up, the options prices don't go up. So this AI expectation is factoring all kinds of complex things behind the scenes to show you these expectations. So if you see these contradictory expectations, please don't think that this is just not working. This is still working. It's just taking into account a very large number of parameters, and if those parameters are not making sense, then you might see these different predictions. What we often suggest to our users is you can skip these options where you are seeing different kinds of expectations for the contract, because there's something going on behind the scenes that's messing up with our AI engine. So please just skip these. But we have all this other information as well. So we have the volume, the open interest, the premiums, and then at the end we have the options contract price and the change in the contract price, and then finally we have the Greeks. So this is again a really comprehensive scanner that gives you a wide variety of options contracts to pick from. So let's say you want to only buy cheap contracts. What you can do is you can just click on this bid ask twice, and you will only be left with the contracts that are the cheapest, because this is going to sort the entire table based on the lowest bid ask price. Let's say you want to find options contracts that have a really high IV. You just click on it twice, and now you are seeing these options contracts that have a really high IV. So sometimes people want to sell these contracts because they have a really high IV and they want to collect premiums. Again, this is a slightly involved concept on how buying and selling works in options. So if you're new, please just skip this discussion. But again, I think those were some of the things that I wanted to talk about for this scanner. That's it for this video. I hope everything else is fairly obvious. You see this yellow button, yellow icon. You might ask, what is this? If you just go over vol greater than OI, you will see that this is present there as well, which means that this is this exact filter. So whenever volume becomes greater than open interest, those are often really good contracts to day trade. So that's where you're going to see this sign. So that is going to be it for this video. This was a shorter video than our previous two scanning videos because I had to explain what those scanners were and how did they work, but this data is slightly simpler in terms of how to use it. So that's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching it.